Mike, the NFL draft is this Thursday. We're taping this on a Tuesday. And, you know, I'm not that excited. A lot of times I got, you know, books, charts. I'm reading on the internet, and I don't get... But I get into this. I really enjoy the Eagles and the Steelers and the Packers and even the Baltimore Ravens. I look at those teams and what they're going to do. I look at the whole picture, who's going to go number one. I'm just not excited this year. And, you know, a lot of it's
people love this.
Yeah.
You're not the only one by any means, which is why it has become a primetime television show. People love this. It's very, very analogous to recruiting in college sports. People devour this stuff. And so I think what we're seeing this week with the court stuff that's going on and now the draft, I think we're seeing the impact of this labor impasse that really is going to start hitting people like you and all over the country, fans. And this is when, to me, this is like the second chapter of this story because now it gets real and tangible and people are going to start to get mad about it.
It's almost like some girl says she's going to date you for the weekend, but I'm going to break up with you again Monday. It's like when school starts again, because I look at it, we're supposed to get excited about this weekend's draft, but then come Monday, it's going to go. There was a recent
You're
ruling.
almost talking as if that is something that has actually happened to you, Starkey, but
let's
let it go.
Let that go. Yeah, I'm still in therapy for that. You know, the recent ruling, a judge has said, you know, NFL, you're wrong. You got to go back and open up your doors. But, you know, before it didn't really care to me if the players were locked out, they didn't get a mini camp, or they didn't get to lift their weights there. Go work for Steve Saunders. Go to Steve Saunders' gym.
There you
go. You know, I didn't mind that. But now in the draft, you can't trade Kevin Cobb, or you can't make this move. And afterwards, we have a local guy, Tyler Byler, another local guy, Graham Zug, who may get drafted, but they're probably more likely going to be free agent signings. Guess what? When the draft is done, if it stays the way it is in the NFL, those guys cannot sign with the team because the doors are going shut again.
Right.
So get excited, but then after Saturday, we're shutting our doors again, and there's going to be no free agency for those guys.
So to be clear, this judge ruled, a district court judge ruled that the lockout had to be lifted.
Right.
But the league is appealing, and until that appeal is decided upon, we're in this status quo where, as you said, there's going to be no such thing as an undrafted free agent.
And go back to this. The league's appealing. Well, you lost the first one, and you should be looking at it's a $9 billion with a B operation. Roger Goodell was wearing the wrong hat here. He's a background, he's a lawyer. He's being a lawyer and he's looking at all the angles and what the NFL can do. And I'm sorry, when you lost the first one and the judge said this, open up your doors, go back to the 2010 rulings and keep talking to get a good contract, but don't shut the doors down to the fans. These are the people that make you a $9 billion operation.
The point man of this for the Players Union is this guy Smith
yeah.
who is a lawyer, a litigator. He has more of an edge than Gene Upshaw, the former head of this, who was sort of a grandfatherly diplomatic type guy.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Goodell as opposed to Tagliabue, the past commissioner of the league. I think there's not even the pretense that he's a commissioner for the whole sport, just that he's a commissioner for the owners. And I think part of that is the players who have seen him come down so hard on their brethren in disciplinary things in the past. I think that's part of the edge of this. It's much more hostile than it used to be.
And you mentioned this to me when we were talking earlier, the Facebooks, the tweeters, the social network, these players can get that out there and what's going on a lot sooner. Before, this guy could have been a hard nut, but you didn't know.
You never heard about it. That's exactly right. So many times we talk on this show about the impact of the proliferation of media. This is another example of that, I think.
One quick other point on this. It's real simple. The league's making a lot of money. The one reason why they're coming down and trying to work things out is because they want to make sure that the small market teams, the Green Bays, they call Pittsburgh, stay competitive. Well, those two teams were just in the Super Bowl, so they're competitive. There are some grounds they can cover. How about a rookie salary cap? They're all in agreement to this. So that
both sides are in favor.
DeMarcus Russell and Matt Leinart should not be making the most money on a team. Now, look at their careers. So they're in agreement there. They've agreed not to go 18 games right now. Okay, they're in. Get a couple things like that. Both of you agree on a few things, and this should get done.
So
Stop playing games.
The piece of the financial pie issue should not be the issue that it is, and all of this other stuff that you're talking about is workable, so there's no reason that this ought to be happening.
Get it out of the court and get it on the field.